upper bracket finals are served, and I hope you brought some hunger with you. It is JDG going against T1, the LPL first against the LCK second seed. Only the best of the best are left in this tournament, and for one of the two teams it will be the entrance to the grand finals, whereas the other team will be sent down to the lower bracket finals, where they have a second chance to enter the ultimate match and win this year's MSI Trophy 2023.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
JDG, they come into this match after a clean sweep against BLG in the round before, and for T1, it took them until Silver scrapes against Genji in a 3-2. And now we have JDG starting from blue side with 369 on the Gragas, Kanavi on the Wukong, Knight on the Annie, Ruler on the Jinx, and Missing, going with the Brawl. And for T1, it's Zeus on the Cassante, Ona on the Kindred, Faker going with the Nautilus, Kumayushi with the Aphelios, and Carrier with the second hook champion on the Thresh. We're not even 3 minutes into the game there, you see Ona there with the Unbait on Kanavi, the Kindred going for the Wukong who has to dash and flash away, but then it's Knight on the Annie with the QW stun, and it will be JDG with the first blood drawn. And also they take the first dragon of the game, the first Herald instead. Goes to T1. Now it's kind of a double 2v1. Ona and Zeus in the jungle there going against Kanavi, who has to dash over the wall. And now the two going for the dive against 361, who's now against 4 members of T1. Left there with no chance. And T1, they will also destroy the first turret of the game by the help of the mighty Rift Lady. We're back into the mid lane where we see Knight with the flash timbers into the Jinx ult of Ruler. And it's a wombo combo that takes out 3 members of T1 within a second. And it secures them the second dragon of the game, but the Herald 2 minutes later will be taken by T1, and we'll go back into the mid lane, where it's the Nautilus hook of Faker that connects to Missing. But again, it's the stun timbers of Knight that turns the tables, and so the T1 mid laner will fall. And about 4 minutes later, it's again a hook on Missing, this time by Carrier. The Braum gets united, but he can escape until it's the Pathmaker and Tofu strikes off Sears. It pulls him back into the danger zone, but finally it's another hook by Faker. But still, Missing stays alive, and only the turret will fall. The next dragon goes to JDG again, and at its soul point, they take the outer turret in the mid lane and return. Where we are a minute later to see 369 getting pulled in by 1-2 hooks. He's getting beaten up, and Carrier's Ignite will take him down. But JDG, they return and fire, and they deal some massive damage. Ona has to activate the Lamb's Respite. Faker flashes right into it, but it helps him nothing. Ruler gets excited as he takes him out. Uber trades for back as he kills Missing, but then he falls to the feet of the mighty Jinx. 369 takes out the tier 1 in the top lane, and we see Knight with another flash timbers followed by the WQ, and then it's the Nimbus strike of Kanavi that sends Carrier to the grey screen, and now T1 they get chased through the river. Faker gets slowed by the W of Ruler, then stunned by the Braum passive, and then it's Kanavi with a flash cycling into the dash, finds Kumayushi for a second cycling, and JDG, they just burst through the health bars of T1. Ona barely keeps himself alive with a Kindred ultimate, and now Zeus there in the jungle getting worked down by 369 and Knight on Gragas and Annie. And it is Dragon Soul for the LPL first seed. And they go immediately for Baron Nexus just half a minute later before T1 can return, and now with the Baron buff they are pushing the lanes, going through mid lane. The tier 2, the tier 3, they are history. And also the inhibitor will be left torn apart there by a raging JDG squad. They are now tearing down the tier 2 in the bot lane, trying to break into the base from this side as well. The inner turret is about to fall as Carrier pulls him Missing with the hook, but on the other side it's Kanavi with the dash cycling on Ona and Faker, and both are just evaporated. And Kuma with the Moonlight Vigil as the gale falls, he just gets swept off the screen as well, as JDG is now going for the end in game 1. Chasing Zeus and Carrier back to the fountain, and now they're going for the Nexus turrets. Game 1 will be in the books soon as Zeus goes in with a suicidal engage on the Cassante and also Carrier. He will be taken out for an ace just before the Nexus falls. And so JDG, they take the lead on the series. Game number 2, and both teams switching sides. T1 now playing from blue side with Zeus on the Ona on the Maokai. Faker goes with the Yordle, Gunnar, Tristana, and Kumayushi and Carrier. They're going with the Vestarian coupler, Xayah and Rakan. And for JDG, it's 369 on the Sion, Kanavi on the Sejuani, Knight going with the Cassiopeia, And in their bot lane, it's Ruland missing, going with the Jinx Lulu duo. And not even 2 minutes into the game, we see an interference of JDG in the T1 jungle, but they will answer back with the twisted advance of Ona and a grand entrance of Carrier on 369 on the side, and it will be Faker drawing first blood, but Ona in return, he will be slain. And we're in the mid lane just seconds later where we see Knight there collecting twin fangs and orders on Faker, one after another, and finally he goes in with a flash, but he will be killed by the turret. And not even 4 minutes into the game we see 369 on the Science in a bit of an awkward situation there, and a 1v2 his health bar drops below half HP. But then Kanabi comes in with the Sejuani W into the permafrost and then the Q. And it will leave Ona on low HP, but he goes in with the twisted advance, and then it's a searing charge of Zeus that knocks up both opponents, and he will take out Kanabi, and now Faker comes in with his E, and it makes tick, tick, boom! And 369 is gone. But after 6 minutes, it will be JDG taking the first dragon of the game, and now we see 1.5 minutes later going for the dive. And they will pick Gumayusi first, and it takes him only seconds to send him into the realms of Grey, and now it's Carrier left there. And he will see a screen grayed out as well. Ona takes the first herald of the game, but it will die before it reaches any turrets. The dragon goes to T1 as well, the second herald. And after almost 16 minutes, it's Knight taking down the first turret of the game, and we open to the mid lane where we see this one. The nature's grasp of Ona is combined with the Forge God of Zeus. As Herald takes down the turret, and Zeus, he dashes in on the on, but he gets stunned by the Cassiopeia ult. Ona walks into the Jinx Jumpers, and he will be taken out. And also Zeus will fall. It's a 2-for-0 trade. On JDG, they will take the next dragon as well. Before we skip 4 minutes to see Faker taking down the outer turret in the top lane. And we go again into the mid lane to see another attempt of the Maokai ult combined with the Forge God of Zeus. And this time T1 they finally engage, Angle Kanabi and Rula are already below half HP. Now Gumayusi follows, throws as much feathers as he can, calls them back to stun. 369, he gets knocked off. And he has to take the Tristana here as well as Faker jumps in, but he will be killed as well. And now it's Gumayusi time, he lets the feathers fly, feather storm, triple kill, makes it a quadra. And Ona will score the ace. JDG just got wiped out. And with more than 20 seconds of the respawn time at T1, they are now rushing through the mid lane looking for an end here. Will be enough. They're already at the Nexus turrets, but they couldn't wait for the minions until Ona has to take a huge chunk of damage. He got almost killed by the turret shots. And Carrier, he's now the front line, takes his Super Mega Death Rocket, and he's the body blocker for his team. As JDG, they take out Ona and Gumayusi, but the Nexus will fall eventually. And so T1, they will take game 2, tie the series, and all with a finish as narrow as it possibly could have been. Game number 3, and both teams were switching sides again. It's JDG from the blue side like in game 1 with 369 on the on. Kanabi, he shows us the Sinjal. Knight, he plays Annie and Tibis. Ruler goes with the Aphelios, and Missing completes the team comp with the Lulu. And for T1 is Zeus. On the Gwen in the top lane, Ona playing the Kha'Zix, Fake on the K'Sante, and Gumayusi and Carrier, they are playing Jinx and Nautilus. We're at the first dragon where we see Carrier there with the hook on Missing. Kuma comes in, adds another root with his Chumpus. Missing in some heavy trouble, he has to flash over the wall, but Kuma flash follows him until he gets stunned by Ruler's Gravity, and Knight comes in with the flash Tibbers. Kuma falls, but now it's Faker with the flash all out. He takes Ruler over the walls, and they will trade one back. And we're going for the first herald where Carrier misses his hook on Kanabi, who goes in with the audacious charge, and Ona he's now against Faker, who answers with an all-out. Forge got and the stun Tim is coming in, and Kanabi takes the objective, and then he slides Faker. 369 with the knock-up on Zeus and Carrier. And Carrier and Kanabi then will fall simultaneously as Zeus dashes into safety out of the Hell's Pit. 4 members of T1 bringing down the second dragon of the game, and we see Zeus there fishing in dangerous waters because there lives a little pyromantic mage child with her timbers. The hallowed seamstress throws her mist, but it won't protect her from the steaming Forge God of 369, and she will fall. But now T1, they come in, and it will be Carrier with a flash depth charge hook on Kanabi. That will be his undoing. But more than 30 minutes into the game, Shelly crushes into the tier 1 in the mid lane, and then it's Carrier and Ona going for Missing. The Nautilus will knock him up, and the Super Mega Thoughts Rocket once again brings chaos over the Rift. As we now see the second Herald, they're stolen by Ona, and now it's Faker left in the pit. He gets polymorphed, but the Cassante is just tanky enough already to take on everybody. He says, whatever damage you got, throw it at me. I will still collect the Herald's Eye. But now it's 369 with the Searing Charge on Ona and Carrier, followed by the Flash Timmons and the Moonlight Vigil. Ona goes down, Carrier follows, and now it's only Faker left. With his all out here, Duck's missing. Goes after him another time with his Pathmaker, but he will be grey screened in the end. And we see JDG taking the next dragon. But they will lose the outer turret in the bot lane and the mid lane turret as well after a massive charge of my beloved Shelly. Now take a look at Knight on the right hand screen. He dodges the stretch line of Carrier, throws a stun Tibbet. It stuns himself there by Faker. He goes into the stopwatch, but the air will be rooted by the Jinx Flame Choppers and taken out by the Super Mega Death Rocket of Guma. Kanavi knocked up too, but he gets knocked back by the Pathmaker of Faker, who now goes in, flashes, and with his charge, Chewie pulls back Ruler and Kanavi. It will be the undoing of the Xinjiao. Ona leaps into his own death, and the Ruler gets followed by an excited Guma Yushi on the Jinx. 2 minutes later, it's a Hextech Flash of Carrier into the dredge line. Kanavi and 369 immediately trying to find Guma on the backline, dashing in, but they won't pass Sears and Faker. The Forge got in another Xinjiao, where he will find the ADC, but Guma, he just takes over. He takes on Kanavi and 369 and makes it a triple with a step on Ruler. And also Knight and Missing got wiped off the Rift. And T1, they're now going for it. The death timers, they count 20 seconds at least. The inner turret falls. The inner, and now they're going for the Nexus turrets. It could be enough. No time to wait for the minions. No need to wait for the minions at T1. They take game 3. And they turn the tables in this series. After losing the first match, game 4 will be match point game number 1 for the team from the LCK. Game number 4, the first of 2 potential match point games for T1, the team from the LCK again, starting from the red side with Zeus on the Malphite, Ona on the Kindred, Faker playing the Nautilus, Gumayushi the Jinx, and Carrier. He goes with the Tom Kench. For JDG it's Gragas, played by 369, Kanavi going with the Wukong Knight on the Annie, Ruler goes with the Aphelios, and Missing completes the team comp with the Rakan. 2 minutes into the game we see Faker there in grave danger. He has to run from Kanavi and Knight. The Nautilus takes auto attack Q and then the W from the Annie. He runs towards Ona, trying to reach safety, but he will be slain, and now Ona becomes the next target. He dashes into the Dragon Pit, but there he gets stopped by Knight, but finally he managed to get away with a flash. He reaches the mid lane where Faker has already returned, and now they try to turn the tides. Together with the Tom Kench of Carrier and the Abyssal Dive, they knock up the dangerous Pyro Mage and take out Knight. 7 minutes into the game, T1, they take the first dragon, and also the first Herald will be slain by them. The Heralds are lying around for some seconds, but JDG, they're not eager to contest this. And so we go into the mid lane 10 seconds later. It's 369 with a flash body slam into the Gragas ult, and he throws the bot laners into the Tibers of Knight. Guma falls, Carrier managed to escape, Shelly crushes into the bot lane turret, and we go for the next dragon, where we see a flash Tibers of Knight followed by the Cyclone of Kanavi, and the Kindred just gets obliterated, and the Malphite of Zeus as well chiseled into pieces, and JDG, they will take 2 kills and the next dragon of the game, and we go into the bot lane where we see Guma and Carrier going for it. Ruler has to take the Ignite and the Jinx Zap, and now Zeus comes in with the Malphite ult as well, Missing with the healing QE will fall, and also Ruler is sent to a space by an outrageous Jinx, who takes a double kill, and we go for the second Herald. It is taken by Kanavi, and now 369 comes in with the body slam, Everfrost on Guma, but Carrier, he devours his ADC, brings him into safety, but in the Dragon Pit it's Kanavi with a deadly Cyclone on the Kindred. And a Guma from safe distance squeezing all the damage out of his fish bones that he can fight. He takes out 369, but Zeus will fall and Carrier. And so it's a 3-4-1 for JDG. T1, they will lose their outer turret in the top lane, but JDG, in return, they're out in the bot lane. And we're going for the next dragon. With Faker finding the hook out of the brushes, or Ruler Zeus follows in and they just evaporate the JDG ADC. And on the other side is Kanavi and Missing going for Guma. He gets devoured. Missing falls, but then Guma will be spit out into the misery. He's gray screen. And JDG, they also find Ona. And somehow, after losing their ADC first, they turn this team fight around. No Faker hooks in just to protect Zeus from the gray screen. But now again stunned by the Tibbers. The turret is about to fall and the Nautilus just barely managed to hook away onto safe shores. And JDG, they use their tempo to take the next dragon. A bit later, it's 369 taking the outer turret in the bot lane, but Gumayushi answers back with the outer in the mid lane. And now we see Knight and Kanavi with a flash Tibbers and a dash cycling to perfection. The Lamprey's bite can only delay the death for Ona. And also Zeus is taken out as Guma finds the trade back on Missing. With the opponent's front line and jungler down, JDG, they can now take the Baron Ash and they go for the Baron power play. As Kanavi is saving soul point, the rest of the team is split pushing, destroying the inner turrets in bot and mid lane. And so it's an almost 7k gold lead for JDG after 27 minutes, and we see Kanavi going for Faker now with the 1-2 cycling. The Nautilus already below half HP, has to use his footwork, gets devoured by Carrier, and the blast cone throws him in the vicinity of a dangerous child mage, and Faker will go down as Carrier flashes and Abyssal dives into safety. So T1, they lose to tier 2 in the top lane, but also the bot side inhib turret will fall because there's in Gragas. The Dares stone everything in this ways, and so both inhibitors will go down. We have 2 super minion waves coming in. But will they reach the base at all? Because JDG, they're not stopping, they're going now for the Nexus turrets. It would be pretty much of a risk against 2 towers and 4 members of T1, plus Faker who will return, and so they disengage it. We see Gumayushi here getting caught by surprise by Kanavi. He goes immediately into the stop rush, and Zeus comes in with the unstoppable force trying to protect his ADC, but it will be in vain because Ruler comes in to wreak havoc on the Jinx. And now they're going for the Malphite. It's a double kill for the Aphelios. Carrier will fall as well. This could be it, because there's only a squishy Kindred and a Nautilus left, and 5 members of JDG are running down the base of T1. The LPL first seed plays up to its potential. The Nexus is exposed, and now they're playing around, looking to take 1 or 2 final kills in this game. For the second time in this tournament, we will go to a decisive Game 5. T1, they already went in once and came out victorious. You all know what it is about now. Silver's great! The upper bracket finals go to a decisive Game 5, which team will redeem its tickets to the grand finals and which one will be sent down to a longer stony path through the lower bracket finals. It's T1 this time from the blue side, starting with Zeus on the Gwen, Ona playing with the Maokai, Faker on the Nautilus again, Gumayushi on the Aphelios, and Kara, he's going with the Lulu. And for JDG, it's 369 on the Gragas again, Kanavi on the Sejuani, Knight on the Silas, Rule on the Jinx, and Missing on the Rakan, and we go into the bot side jungle where we see first blood there drawn by JDG. They will also take the first dragon of the game. The first Herald instead will go to T1, slain there by Ona, and we go into the top lane after 9.5 minutes. It's a drunken brewmaster too close to the enemy turret, and the Maokai Nature's Grasp gangs incoming. Will make the early fate of 369 turn grey, and we see Shelly there crushing into the outer turret in the top lane half a minute later. And we go into the top side river where we see Faker connecting his hook to Knight. T1 there looking for an engage. The Nature's Grasp comes in, but it won't find anybody, and now they're encircled as 369 comes in with the Gragas for the flank, and they will find Gumayushi. He gets knocked up and bullied around, and finally he will be slain. Missing, he turns golden, then he turns grey as well. Knight is in the stopwatch, and Faker, he finds the hook on Ruler, but the Jinx won't go down. The Silas does, and Ruler refusing to die, he fires his ult for the double kill. Ona will fall as well, and only Carrier survives. JDG, they can take the Herald. They will take the outer turret and the bot lane. And we're going for the third dragon, where it's Faker with another hook engage on Missing, followed by the Nature's Grasp, and the Moonlight Vigil of Gumayushi will turn the screen grey for the JDG supporter. As 369 splits T1 with his ult, but then it's Faker with the dredge line pulling in at both the Dragons and the Nautilus. They take so much damage, and it will be Ruler on the Jinx that has the last laugh. T1, They can take the Baron, but now it's Owner left there in the pit. He has no flesh and he's a sitting duck, waiting for the grey screen to loom up, and we see Knight now taking the outer turret in the top lane, and we focus on the bottom right screen where we see the outer turret in the bot lane falling on the sides of JDG. But in return, they will take the tier 1 in the mid lane, and now we're going for the Baron Nash out to see T1 disengaging, and now it's the hook of Faker. He starts the engage on Kanavi. And Zeus, he finds Gumayushi with a skip and slash at the needlework, followed by Gumo flashes over the wall, and they take a rule out missing. No bot laners for JDG. And also Knight in the stopwatch with 20 HP as the Gragas falls. The Silas follows, and T1, they win this team fight, and they can take the Baron Nashor. And with the Baron buff, they're going first for the next dragon, but it will be denied by JDG. They take Soul Point. But nonetheless, T1, they're now going for it. They tear down the outer turret in the top lane, the outer in the mid lane, and even the tier 2 in the bot lane. And now we see 369 on the Gragas on the retreat against 3 members of T1. He gets polymorphed, and then it's a depth charge of Faker, sealing his fate there for the moment, and the tier 2 in the top lane will fall as well, but JDG, they're now going in. The massive knock-up of the soul and depth charge there by Knight. It's a chaotic blast cone, but somehow JDG, they will find Owner, and they chop down the Maokai tree. And the Lunatic Jinx with a fishbone steals so much damage and keeps everyone of T1 at bay. And we go into the fight for Dragon, so Kanavi is get rooted by the Nature's Grasp, but still in smite range, but it comes too early, and so Owner will take it. But Owner, he will be stunned by the permafrost stacks and go down. Now Kanavi in grave danger, he barely makes his way out of there, and also Knight, he has to activate his Sonias, but in the end, both will survive when we go into the topside river. Just half a minute later, it's Faker with the hook. This time he finds Knight. The main chunk of damage will be dealt to Kanavi, but it's just not enough to take anybody out, and so T1, they go out empty-handed out of this as Ruler takes the double kill on the Jinx. He's just massive. And JDG, they take the Baron buff, and now they are in the driving seat for the next 3 minutes, taking down the inner turrets in mid and top lane. And after 34 minutes, they try to invade the base, but it will be the Nature's Grasp of Owner coming in, chasing them away. It connects to Kanavi into 369. Faker goes with the hook, and it's Zeus coming by for the flame. But it's only the Maokai and the Gwen, 2 members against the whole team of JDG, and it will be the Jinx again, Ruler, with another double kill. Zeus and Owner just got evaporated by all 5 members of JDG, and now they're going maybe for the end. Can they take the series right here? And right now they're going to take down the inhibitor. The remaining 3 members of T1 are visiting the fountain to get some live regen in. And now they're going for a desperate attack. It will be Faker. Going down first is the Guardian Angel of Gumayushi procs, but just to delay his certain death. And now the Nexus got destroyed for the 3rd and last time by JDG on this series. They will proceed to the grand finals of this tournament. On T1, they will find themselves for a 2nd chance down in the lower bracket finals.
Lost in space, super